Okay, here we go. It's Wednesday the 8th, and I'm here. Really don't have much, seemingly, to say. But I said, okay, I'll try to say something every day, Monday through Friday, to you folks. Hello. Cheers. A little strong today. So, Wednesday, the day begins. I will not talk about current events because I'm powerless to make current events any better. Still haven't. Yesterday I was supposedly I was going to move that board and test things out, and I didn't. And it's good because it's like it's up to me. It's really no big deal. So music is the primary thing that we share here. So someone wished me a happy International Jazz Day a few days ago. Turns out it was my friend Everett from Ecuador. He called me. It was kind of funny because the conversation was again showing the whole thing of perspective. To me, International Jazz Day means nothing. Everett means a lot to him. And I was like, oh, okay. So it was interesting to get tuned up to his perspective. I see what he means. It still really has no value to me personally, honestly. But it was kind of cool to hear from him and have him, kind of wax poetic about why I thought it was important that jazz is revered as it is today. I wasn't really thinking about that. I just, but cool. But during the conversation, he brought up a horn player he didn't know if I knew about. Well, of course I know about Nicholas Payton. Come on now. Sonic Trance is the only thing I have in physical form by Mr. Payton. Trumpeter. Interesting, as we were talking and I was looking him up because I was under the false impression that he had passed away. Someone young has in the last few years. But this man, I pointed out to Everett, he was born the year we graduated from high school, man. So I popped some of this on to remind myself, this is good. 2003 is when it came out. And I like this album where it sounds like he was trying to take up the mantle. Maybe I shouldn't, that's not it, but that's what it sounded like in some ways. Where would Miles be today if Miles was still on the cutting edge? And that's what this album's struck me as. Strikes it. I played some of it. This is good. That's a good graphic for the album. Modern. Cheers. So, in the comments, I'll show up your records. I'll tie it in. Yeah, that Hiroshi Suzuki album is real fine, real excellent. And I agree that Diana Rogerson is amazing. Country Life is an excellent album. Good luck with your dark side. I would think that they would tell you if you've ordered the clear vinyl 50th versus the other. So Frank asked me, do you think Kennedy was assassinated by Oswald and Oswald? Does it matter? That's so old. I don't care. Honestly, I don't. It was really obvious to me back then that what was going on was not what we were being told. Okay, I don't know what happened, but I do not accept that the media was allowed to tell us the truth. So I personally don't even know that, was he set up? I do know from working in the mental health um, um, system here in Nebraska that I've seen people shut up, people who are related to politicians and rich people. I've seen them incarcerated for no reason, for inflated concerns by those with the money who needed this person shut up and out of the way. I've seen it over and over again in my 30 years. So the fact that when Kennedy was assassinated, they said we're not opening up the files on this for 25 years, tells the story. They don't want the truth out because people who can afford to protect their interests are doing that. The truth doesn't matter. It's who's got the money and can control the narrative. I hate that conspiracy word. So yesterday, I was doing some digging and clearing out some records for. I'm not going to show the records that I'm putting up for that I'm taking down for trade because they're leaving. Why spend time on what's leaving? And I don't want to open up this thing where people say, "Oh, I'd buy that. I'd buy that." I don't want to do that. I did eBay for years, and I'm not interested in right now doing a lot of mailing and running to the post office beyond selling my music. So that's why I'm not going to show what I'm putting up for trade. I'll show what I played yesterday. And first, this Canadian band Morse Code, progressive rock in the Yes tradition, and this is very good, very melodic. That's the word. When they make the music hum and sing, it's beautiful. I love it. Here is a group that I was thinking, I'll probably put this in the trade pile, and I was thoroughly surprised. Completely forgot this. Don't know who this is. The people who put this out sent it to me. Lobit Landscapes. Nihiti. Ghosts and Versions. I looked this up on Discogs, couldn't find anything. I didn't go to the website because the last time I did, there was nothing there. I was very surprised at how much this went down. This is a remix EP, nice smoky vinyl. That's a nice, but I really like this. It's electronic remixes. I would be hard pressed to say what this band sounds like or who these people sound like. As I was listening to this, they sent me 3 titles. I like all of them. I was thinking about how someone asked me about Manic Street Preachers as I listened to this. Nihiti for Ostland. This is the sort of thing that makes more of an impression on me than like a good pop band like MSP to me. This is kind of, I'm not sure how to describe it. It's musical, but it's also sound-based. Mostly instrumental. They do a song by Marissa Nadler, if that's any sort of reference. Once again, smoky vinyl. This is a whole album. And I got through almost all of this before it started to kind of wear, it's kind of, okay, that's it. But it's like, what I like about it, and then they whole poster with it. I see on Discogs that the records have no value. It's like you can buy a brand new copy for $1. So stuff like this always makes me wonder, how do these people make this happen? Is this a tax write-off? Did somebody have some money that they were able to invest with no concern about making the money back. Because so if someone were to come to me and say, for example, ask me to make a recommendation, and like they would say, so here's Nihiti, then there's Manic Street Preachers, and then there's say like there's Taylor Swift, and then there's say like some else that's hot on the charts now. And if you were to ask me of those, what would I recommend to you? It would be this. I find this the most interesting of those artists that I just mentioned. I was surprised. I thought I was going to be getting rid of it. And I don't, these graphics, whoever liked them, I don't think they do the job. I don't think they accurately represent what's happening on these records. This is another one by Nihiti. And here is apparently a picture of them. And this is back in 2010. Man, time flies. This is black vinyl. I played all these, liked them all. Not sure how I would describe it. You know, there was a time when the term post-rock got overused, and maybe it would go there, but I don't think so. This is good. And yeah, somebody had some money here, because there's another poster in here. Who bought these records? Are you people from this band or this project? Are you watching? Did you sell this? Does this band have a following? What's going on? I thought this was pretty good. Here's another one where I'm on the fence. I'm going to keep it for now. For the overall, I probably won't play it much more, but when I played it yesterday, I was like, okay, that's why I kept it. It's just on the edge of what I really like, and like being just so-so. But the graphics do help. Red Temple Spirits on Fundamental Recordings. This is Dancing to Restore an Eclipsed Moon. I think there's some kind of connection to Savage Republic, possibly. There's a kind of a tribal sort of thing going on with this. It's a keeper for now. The overall, it's like I like that cover a lot, and then I like the way it starts. Sonically, I like the way it starts. Yeah, I've abused these Blake sleeves, the way I shove them in and out, so I'm actually, slowly getting rid of the Blake sleeves with the typical plastic ones. This was a poll from yesterday. This is killer. Conrad Schnitzler with Borngraber and Struver, Construct. Crunchy electronics. Crunchy killer. A world of its own. Timbres that are unique, not typical settings at all. Conrad Schnitzler was something else. And since this was sitting out, I went ahead and played it. Let it play Peter Michael Hamel. As I was listening to it, I kept forgetting who was playing. This is really good. This is real good. Was it the band Between, or was it Harmonium? He's one of those bands. There's some kind of connection. This is very good. They call this stuff New Age. It's not New Age. It's healthy. It's coming from a space within. It's not about entertainment. It's about stuff like that. Is about it's like when you're a kid. Pardon me. And your mom says, "Eat your oatmeal," and this is before you like it. I like oatmeal. It's good for you. That kind of stuff is good for you. It's kind of funny how people, it seems like either they didn't hear what you said or they missed what you said. But it's like, it's weird how I'll say something and then people will say something. It's like, didn't you hear what I said? So like after showing the Roxy music, someone says, interview Phil Manzanera. I said I'm not pursuing these. If they happen, they happen. I'm not interested in pursuing an interview with Phil Manzanera. If you want to, go ahead and send me the connection. I'll be happy to talk to Phil Manzanera. I have this CD that he made with Sergio Diaz of Os Mutantes that I think is gorgeous. They're both from South America. That would be interesting to talk about. The other one, there was another one where it's like, didn't you hear what I said? People are funny. Which is partially, it has a lot to do with why I'm happy to be single. Jay responded to the thing about bass. He plays steel string. Someone asked me about Frank Marino. I don't know. What is there to say? Pardon my minor, like, it's like Frank Marino is he still alive? Good guitar player, fashioned after Jimi Hendrix very much. I got to see Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush play live on a bill with Angel of all bands and Humble Pie and somebody else. And Frank was way into what he was playing, and he's very good at it. But just like Robin Trower, the musical setting is what I just don't want to hear anymore. Blues based, mostly I'm not interested. Whether he's a good player or not, can I hear him play something different? Someone says it in the opening of In Praise of Learning, it sounds like it's Frank Zappa singing with Dagmar Krause. I bet you that's Fred Fritz singing. And I get some weird questions. Well, they're not weird. I am the one who's just talking about myself as though you all are my friends. So I get this question about, you got me wondering if you were ever eligible for the draft. I was just on the cusp of it. I had a draft card, and I had to register as a conscientious objector. And I do remember going through the recruiters coming at me, pretty hard, and for a period of time after I declared CO, really trying to push those benefits and stuff. And I don't remember exactly what I said, but I am pretty certain that I let them know. It's like, here you come to me talking about having me fight for my country, a country that doesn't even welcome people my color. We're still fighting for all kinds of things that aren't fair. When I was a child, I was dealing with a world where racism was the norm, and white people regarded me as less than human. And I had to deal with that in public, in schools, in restaurants, in stores. And you think I want to go and die for this country when it treats me like that? And now it's 2024, and it's really not really any better. I mean, on a common level, we can pursue our lives, and a person of color can have a life where they are virtually untouched by racism. That I hear that happens, but things really aren't any better. Not really. So, I was a conscientious, hell no, I hate war. I hate the military. I hate what's happening. I hate the fact that war is not going to end. I hate that the war has nothing to do with justice or making things better. I hate that, and it's not going to stop. I hate it. Okay, that's what I have to say. I'm going to stop there. see what y'all have to say with what I shared today. That's how I'm feeling.